Hey guys, welcome back to Fix Life. Tonight, and I say tonight because tomorrow I have to use this tool, so tonight we are going to be building a tool that mimics a vehicle. And I think I'm going to name it the Mimic. And it's going to have 3 different styles of plug. It'll have that one, and this one, and we're all familiar with this one, the 4-pin flat. Anyway, I don't know where they're going to mount yet, but I started on this last night. This is an adapter for a Milwaukee M18 battery, so that plugs in there. Go in there. And then it goes through a regulator that drops it down to 12 volts. So this will actually power all the different circuits we have in a trailer, like taillights, reverse lights, turn signals and brake, the actual electric brake power, things like that. I've also got this feller here, which you have 6 buttons on the remote, and they each activate a relay. So this is tiny, it should fit in there. And I'll probably also, I need to cut out some of this webbing because it's not closing all the way with the battery plugged in. I'm probably going to put some switches on here too that would override in case the battery goes dead or something on this. The other thing is, this relay pack, I believe these are only rated for like 10 amps. Well, if you have 4 or 6 trailer brakes, that's going to be more than that. So I'm just going to interrupt here. So my solution for it being more than 10 amps, if you have a tandem or a triple axle trailer with 4 or 6 brakes, I'm just going to use the onboard relay on this little contraption to trigger a 30 amp single pole double throw relay, like a regular automotive style relay, and that'll be easily enough to handle it. This is a rush job, but I want it to function well, so. Anyway, she closes, so that's good. Alright, now, this box, will it fit underneath? Oh, yeah, check that out. Will it fit sideways? Yeah. That's awesome. I guess we would have to come all the way down to about at least right there, because even if we go as high as we can, I think it would still hit that guy. So this will probably have to go like right there. And then this guy, I guess, could go right below it, so we could have 2 of them. Or it could go to the right of it. So we could have 1 here and 1 here. I like that. Let's do that. Okay. Sunlight. Oh my gosh, guys, I can't believe I didn't even show you the coolest part. Check this out. Boop. Isn't that awesome? Okay, you can see where I did the hot glue. I'll probably just smear some schmutz in the back. Not yet. Put it on thick. Nothing's ever going to go wrong with this plug, right? Alright guys, it's looking like this may not happen tonight. I'm already tired and I've worn myself out the last couple days, but okay, I trying to decide between round switches and square ones. And round ones, I could just literally drill a hole and mount them in there. Square ones, you got to drill the hole or two and then either try to file it, which I can't find my file that's that small. So I found this wannabe Dremel because my Dremel's broken and I might be able to do it with that. It's just going to take considerably longer, and I think I'm going to mock it up so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so that it goes the same as the button structure here, so that if you memorize, you know, if I start memorizing which button's which, I can come over to the box and know which one does what. Plus, if I put it there, those wires all kind of remain tucked out of the way. So I think that's what I'm going to go for. I'll see you in about 5 hours once I get them in there. Okay, I've gotten one switch in. There's no way this is going to be done tonight. I still got to figure out all the wiring, and it's a lot of wiring because I'm going to have probably a fuse for each circuit. There's 3 separate plugs. There is, where'd that box go? Oh, down here. This box, if it'll even come out, it has a lot of stuff that gets hooked up. Let's look at it real quick. It's like totally Chinese. Upside down. Okay, so what do we got? Oh, I had it right the first time, I think. Okay, so over here we have negative and positive are the first two. And then you just have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's not too complicated. Each one has normally open, common, and normally closed. So what I'm going to do is feed positive into all the commons, and then I'll come out of the normally open with whatever that circuit is. Like say circuit 1 is running lights. I'll go in with power to the middle to common, come out of normally open, and then when the contact, when the relay changes state, it connects common and normally open, and that will power up that one circuit. And then what I'll probably do is, if I can, well, there's not going to be enough length on here, but I will also I'll feed power into one of these 2 wires, and then it'll go into the switch, and then when you turn the switch on, it'll come back out of the switch, and that will land right on top of essentially the normally open, so that even if this doesn't work, I can flip the switch and it'll still power it just like it would normally from here, if that makes sense. I don't know. I'm really hoping, you know what I should do, because I'm already tired, I should throw 12 volts on this real quick and push the buttons and see what happens if the relays change state. That'd be a fun little test. Alright guys, this is ridiculous. I told myself I was going to come out here and clean up, and I got more stuff out because I wanted something happy to end the night off on, you know? So, anyways, let me show you how I wired this up. This is my power, This is my power supply, and right now I have it set for 12 volts. I can go over that some other time, but this thing is worth its weight in gold. I think it was 40 bucks or something. Okay. So where does that come out? Right here. So this is positive. I split it into 2 positive wires. One to power up the unit right here where it says DC minus plus. One of them powers that up. The other one goes over here to common for this first relay. Then I'm coming out of normally open with this guy, which is the power to this bright ass brake light. And then for ground, which comes from the power supply right here, one goes to white, which is the ground for the light, and the other one just goes to the negative here. So you got negative and positive, and then you got positive feeding into the middle common and coming back out to the light. So I have done no programming or anything, and when I push this button, if you hold it down, that is so cool. Okay, let's try the other remote. You know how stuff rarely works, especially when it like comes from China and stuff, and you're just happy when it right out of the box it works. That's so cool. Hell yeah. Alright guys, it's days and days later. I've been super busy, but now I'm house sitting, so I'm in the living room with a nice fan blowing, so I won't be sweating my butt off. Anyways, I can't even remember where I left off on this project, and unfortunately in my Jeep I only had 2 more of these. The rest are at home, so probably gonna have to do one round one, because I'm not willing to drive 20-25 minutes home and back just so it matches. But anyways, that's the next step, and then this is going to be pretty complicated wiring. It's not complicated, there's just a lot of it. So but anyway, I'm going to get going on these 3 other switches. That's going to take a while. Alright, well that didn't take very long, and you can tell by looking at it. Yeah. Need to get some alcohol and try to wipe that off. I'll do that later. So, I gotta come off of, this is my 12 volt power, and I gotta come off of here with several things. This guy needs 12 volt power. That gets plus and minus, and then all 3 of these, I believe it's going to be a white wire on all 3. Well, actually, this is the only one that even has wires. But anyway, if they did, the ground would be white. So those 3 whites would go to this yellow negative, along with this negative here. And then the positive is a lot more complicated. I'm going to have one power going to here, and then I have 6 others taken off that are going to have fuses in them. And I don't want to waste my pre-made fuse holders, so I'm just going to make my own with these guys. You guys have seen this before if you've watched my videos, but these fit right on regular fuse pretty good. So, yeah, I'll show you. So, I'll have 6 individually fused wires coming out, and they will go to one side, probably the red, of each one of these switches, and then they're also going to jumper down to each common on here. And these are basically, these red wires are kind of like the commons of the switch. And then the normally open, which will feed out to each one of the 6 circuits on the 3 different plugs. That is also going to parallel to the normally open on each one of these. So either way you do it, if you hitting button 1 on here would be the same exact thing as pushing switch 1 here. And same thing all the way through. 1 through 6, 1 through 6. But that's a lot of wiring, so I better get to work. Okay, so I've done 2 of them, and go in there. It's not cooperating. Okay. And there's our fuse holder. So just need to make 6 of these. And I'll probably put a little bit of heat shrink on it maybe. Something like that, just so they don't rip apart. So anyway, there's one. I'll be back when I got 6 of them made. Alright, so for the next step, I'm going to take each one of these fuses, I'm going to label it, I'm going to do them one at a time. So this is fuse 1, and it's going to go to switch 1, and then there's going to be a little jumper that comes off and goes to relay 1 on here. I don't want to put two of these together because they're both thick, so I'll put this guy with this little skinny one. Hopefully it'll fit in there. Yeah. Okay. So that. And I will heat shrink that, and then this guy is going to go underneath all this stuff, so it needs to be long enough to probably go down and around. Probably needs to be that long, something like that. Okay, and this is going to go, oh shoot, I don't have my little tiny screwdriver. I gotta go find a, oh, I think they have one here at this house. So I'm gonna go into common, right where this yellow one is that I was using to test. So that's where that will go. And I'll do that for all 6 of them. And if we just do it methodically like this, it'll be real easy. Okay, so these will be coming off main power, fuses 1 through 6. I got them labeled, and then they power one side of each one of these switches, and then there's also a pigtail that powers up each common of all 6 relays. So I just got to decide what to do next. I guess my next step needs to be doing the color, getting the pigtails made for this 7-way. I think this is the 7-way. Yeah, and the 6-pin here. I've never really worked with these too much, but what I need to do is try to find all the right colors, and I'm almost out of red. This is all I have left, so I had another one of these out in my work trailer, and it should have lots of red. These are awesome. I got this on sale for like 14 bucks. I got 2 of them at Harbor Freight a while back, and I've been using them to fix up people's wiring and stuff, so they're real handy. Anyways, the only color I don't have is blue, so yeah, I know this is speaker wire, but it's pretty thick, and I'm going to use it. I'll split it down the middle so I have individual strands, but that way I should have all the colors I need, so I don't have to duplicate. So I'm going to make up the pigtail for this, and for this 4-way one is already made up, and then that'll give me, I don't know, I'm just trying to do whatever I can think of that's easy moving forward, because it's going to get complicated here in a little bit. Not really, but that'll make it a lot easier once I have those, and then I can match them up like color for color. Like, for example, you can see you got 4-way here. White is ground on all these different configurations. Blue, it basically tells you everything. And what it doesn't say, I have AI told me, so I know what to parallel together across all of them. Okay, good deal. We're good to go. I didn't end up doing the colors. It actually said on there what color to do for everything, and that was not, I think that must have been this one, and I wanted to do the RV standard, so I had to do them totally different than what it said. And then I didn't have a black wire, so I used, color do I use? Brown or green, and then used a Sharpie on it. But anyway, that one's done. Now I gotta figure out this 6-pin bastard. I don't know how that one, hopefully it's just this one screw. There it comes. Okay, wow, what the hell is what here? Oh gosh, it's marked, but I can't read it. RL, LT, I don't know. I can't read it, but I'll figure it out. I'll be back. Okay, after a lot of back and forth with AI and me getting mad at AI because it's giving me bad information because I let the thread go too long, this is what I came up with. And I wrote it all down on this custom piece of paper that I found. So this is how I'm going to have to parallel them together when I wire everything up, because I have 3 different plugs, and like one switch is going to have to control all 3, you know what I mean? So anyway, I'm going to shove this feller back in here, hopefully. Maybe not. Oh, come on. Yeah, I didn't think so. I really need my damn tape. You know what I'm going to do? Since I don't want to go outside and get tape, I'm going to be smart about this. Maybe. I don't even need to shrink it. Oh, genius. Okay. Did the screw thing line up? Just put the screw in. Okay. Alright. All of them are wired now. So this one and this one are color for color. All 4 of these, you know, match up with the colors that it has that are in common. They all do the same thing. The RV one is the weird one, where a lot of them are different. So, and once this gets shoved in there, man, this is going to be one full mess of crap, especially after this goes down in there. Oh boy, this is going to be fun. Okay. Oh, and I didn't show you guys on camera, but I did also run a brown for, that's my black, and red for power. So, but I didn't zip tie it on yet because there's going to be other wires coming out here. So I guess I can do the hard part now, which is do these all color for color. I don't need anything for ground. So my grounds, all my whites are just going to go to the negative of the battery, which is black. So I'll just do a little white jumper because I can't fit all 3 whites. I guess I need to push this in there, don't I? Let me do that real quick. Well, I wasn't able to do that because if I mount this, that's going to block all these wires. So I think what I need to do is extend all these coming out of the switches. So these are the pigtails I made coming off the switches. That's the outgoing side. So these are going to have to tie into all 3 of their respective plugs and parallel to each one of the, like switch 1's going to have to go to the normally open output of that. So either one will trigger it. So wow. So I guess I need to put this guy in there now. So let me do that. So this is positive and negative right here. So I got all the negatives, which there's only 4. Well, there should be. Why is there only 3? Oh, damn it! Because that one was supposed to be in there. Anyway, and then I got all the positives coming out of the positive side. So gotta go back and add one to that guy. Alright, I'm gonna finish this up tomorrow. My brain's starting to not work and I'm forgetting what I did and stuff, so I'm gonna sleep and hopefully it'll go smoother when I wrap it up tomorrow. I changed my mind. I won't be able to go to sleep unless I do this. So I wrote down what I should have wrote down earlier, which is my switches right here. So I'm just going to go through them one by one. I know that one is yellow. And so one over here, if you look at one right there, is left turn and stop, which is going to be red, yellow, yellow. So tie those together, and then I drop one down to that normally open on here, and that one's done. And I just got to go through and do them all. There's only 6. I can do this. She's been no help at all. Anyways, guys, I think she's ready to try to stuff 10 pounds of shit in a 2-pound box. I gotta get this all the way underneath everything and still have enough room for the battery, but I think I can do it. Let me put you up on the tripod real quick. Okay, I just want to grab the battery. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Why did I left those long? Oh, shoot. Yeah. Piece of cake, kind of. Let's see, maybe if I put this in first, and then just kind of do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do. Yeah. Oh, we're golden, guys. Look at that. Hell yeah. Ugh. Oh, I don't have anywhere to put the remotes. I could probably tuck them in there somewhere, right? Yeah. Where'd the other one go? Oh, yeah, I thought the dog stole it. Yeah. One right there, maybe. One right there. Shoot. I can cut out some more of this stuff too. But yeah. Alright guys, well, I will try to show you how I use it. And we'll test it out, but not tonight. Alright guys, it's the next day, 95 degrees out. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and test this on my own trailer. I realized last night that if this battery is plugged all the way in, the little wireless receiver down there has a red flashing light, so I don't know how much battery that actually would use. So I'm going to leave it unplugged, and probably won't leave the remotes jammed in there like it is, because it's kind of hard to get out. Come on out of there, you little bastard. Oh, jeez. Okay, no harm, no foul, hopefully. Alright, got these out. I'm going to plug this in. And I'll close the lid so it'll be like a real world test. And I will go ahead and plug this in. Hopefully no fuses pop. Okay. I think all those switches are turned off right now. So let's go around back. And momentary, meaning if I hold it down, that's how long the light stays on. I let up, it goes out. So we'll do 2. So that one works. Let's try running lights. Let me hit the trailer brakes and we'll see if we can hear them. Okay, I'm going to push 6 in 3, 2, 1. Can't really hear it. I can hear the relay clicking the thing up there, but I guess I would have to hook it to my Jeep and raise it up, which I don't have a problem doing. Because that's all I can test on this is 1, 2, 3, and 6. I don't have reverse or auxiliary on this, so let me jack her up and I'll spin one of the wheels and hit the number 6 button for the electric brakes. Alright guys, I'm going to hit number 6. Oh yeah, that works great. Let me try it again. And bam! That's so awesome. Can you believe I got it right on the first try? Me neither. That's a lot of wires. Anyways, I'm pretty stoked. That is going to be so freaking handy. Alright guys, I'm going to try the manual switch, and it locked it up. I heard it, so that works. We'll try the right brake, and it's on. Alright, I'm going to try the left brake. I didn't have this plugged all the way in, and I had like a little intermittent issue. Okay, it's working. Let me try the running lights. That scared me for a second. Okay, these should be real dim. Oh, and those are on. On. Cool. I can't believe out of all that wiring I got it on the first try without any little stupid mistakes. There's always something wrong, you know? Well, I couldn't be happier, guys. This thing is going to be so handy. You just literally plug it in and you can walk around and test things. Also, on that little white box down there, there is a way, I don't know if you can see that red LED down there, there's a little button next to it that you can push. You can actually program that to, right now it's momentary, so if I push it, it'll stay on for as long as I hold it. You can change that to toggle, so I could hit it once and it'll come on, and then hit it again and it'll come off. But I kind of like it momentary, so I don't even think I'm going to change it. I think I'm going to leave it exactly how it is. And I probably will cut a little more of this stuff out. And I'll have to remember to leave this unplugged so that light goes out, so I'm not... Or maybe I'll just leave it in and see how much battery it wastes, like overnight or whatever. But it's not that hard to unplug it when I'm not using it, so... Alrighty. I appreciate you guys watching, and like I always say, if it's got parts, you can probably fix it. So, appreciate you guys being here, and hopefully I'll have another one out for you soon. Alright guys, take care. Alright guys, I am back at home, and there's one thing I wanted to do to this before I start using it in the field, and I wanted to show it on video because it's pretty important that you guys do it too if you're going to make one of these. And it has to do with the electric brakes, which is number 6 right here, and number 6 on here. And the problem is the onboard relay on that wireless receiver, the onboard relays can only handle about 10 amps, and I don't know how much these switches can handle, but I don't want to potentially spike 24 amps through there. Like if I had a triple axle trailer with 6 wheels each pulling 4 amps, that's 24 amps that it could potentially pull. So what my plan is, I'm going to find the wire, it should be the blue wires, where they come together, and I'm going to use that output to trigger a 30 amp automotive relay, and then I don't have to worry about anything. These will only be tripping the coil on the automotive relay, which is, you know, milliamps, and we'll never have an issue. So let me find an automotive relay and we'll get going. Alright guys, I've got some videos explaining how relays work, but I'll just go over it one more time real quick. I'm not going to worry about the middle pin. So whenever you give voltage to these two outside ones, this one and this one, it doesn't matter if you give 12 volts positive here and negative here, or positive here and negative here. Either way, once you do that, these two pins connect. Right now, these two, the middle and bottom pin in the middle row are connected. Once you trip that coil by giving voltage on either of these, you know, either way on these two connect. So whatever you feed in here or here, it'll flow out there. I need to cut this open, figure out which way this stuff is flowing, because I can't remember. Okay, so obviously this goes to those two plugs. I'm going to cut this here and here, and this is what is going to, both of these are the positive feed that's going to trip our relay. So. This is going to be our positive, so technically it could go on either side. So I'll just put it on this left side here. That's our positive, so now we're going to need a negative. And our negative, this is our basically our 12 volt like battery source. I think what I'm going to do is just totally remove these. And I don't know how good these things work anyways, so what I will do, this is our negative, which will go to black, and our positive, which goes here. And since I need to steal another positive to power the outgoing part of this, what I'll do is add another one right here and just use a big yellow butt connector. I did these little extensions so I can have a little fuse here, same way we did earlier in the video. Our negative, so I did this one and it'll go in on the opposite side of our trigger. I think I got it. Okay, now let me heat all those up real quick. Alright guys, this is our fused power input. We're gonna go there. And then I made up one of these guys for the output. These are really a pain to jiggle on there sometimes. And I guess we can test it real quick. Just need a battery. And I got a battery that went bad over there, and I'm gonna have to dig into why it's not working. Anyway, we can check our relay here. We have a negative on here. Where is that? Our black right there is our negative. And then our feed in is gonna be, or our trigger is going to be right here. So when we hit that, watch right there. 12. And then our other 12 volts, our big 30 amp 12 volts is right here, and then it comes out here whenever that triggers. So I'll try to hold that on there if I can. Let's see, and okay, there we go. Let up. Do it one more time. Cool. So it's working, and we're fused at 25 amps. So don't have to worry about blowing up our stuff anymore. Alrighty, guys. Just wanted to add that to the video because it's pretty important. You don't want to blow up your switches or your onboard relays. So just use it says 30/40 amp. So use an automotive relay for that. Alright, guys. Thanks for watching. Take care.